Hello, everybody who's watching us here today. Hello, dear guests, and welcome to our live discussion, Lithuania, your next career destination. So today, our guests will share real opportunities on the job market and about life quality. So before we start in, did you know the fact that in 2018, we had 57,000 internationals working in Lithuania? You might ask, is it a large number or not? But actually it is, because in the last 5 years, it increased by 18%. And the tendency is that more and more people from different countries will continue or start their careers here. I am Jūratė, HR Strategic Advisor at Work in Lithuania, and today I'm moderating this first live discussion. So I would like to introduce our guests. I will ask Pedro to tell shortly where you're from, what is your professional background, and what do you do? What is your work position in Lithuania?
So, I'm Portuguese. I came from Portugal, and I'm team lead, and I work for Cognizant, wonderful company here in Lithuania. And that's it. I work for finance.
Phil, thank you so much, and very nice to see you here. Simona, what about you?
So I'm people and talent representative. I have more than 8 years experience in HR. Overall, I was working in different areas from HR operations to human relations and everything what's related to labor regulations. I've been working in global environment. I had experience with different countries.
Excellent. Thank you so much and welcome.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lukas from West Lithuania. I'm Lithuanian, but throughout my career, I had the opportunity to study abroad as well. I lived in Stockholm, Copenhagen, Portugal as well. But now I'm helping companies such as Cognizant and Bazaarvoice to set up here in Lithuania, to attract them here, show them around. And now I'm going to be a bit more focusing on established already companies to support them with their growth, sustainable growth here in the market. So essentially, yeah, short.
Great, thank you so much. And today, of course, we are live, not only us here, but I would like to encourage you to be interactive and to post your questions for our guests. And we'll be very excited to see your questions and to answer during our discussion. So I'm very curious to know more about Pedro, because Pedro is already living for almost 6 years in Lithuania and working. So tell us, how did you decide to come here? Why Lithuania?
Well, I think it was easy for me because before I moved to Lithuania, I actually visited Lithuania for 2 times. Prior that, I met my wife in Iceland. We got married. We had there our first son. I have to say I to her, otherwise love you. Yes, when the time came, she wanted to finish her studies, and I support her decision. So we decided to move here. For me, it was an easy decision because, like I said before, I have visited Lithuania for 2 times, and I loved. I love the country, love the people, love the culture. And I love the food, especially kibinai. I love kibinai.
And what is kibinai? Tell us.
Kibinai?
Why do you like it? Yeah.
I don't know. I just love it. And each time I pass in Trakai, I need to eat a kibinai because they are the best ones.
Yeah, I like them too. And what about your first day? Can you tell how was it? How did you start your life here? Who helped you? Of course, your wife.
Yeah, of course. My wife played an important role in adapting me to everything, but it was very easy. I found everything is so very organized. It's so easy. Communication, all my legal documentation that I had to take care about. Okay. Your services are so organized. Everything is amazing. I was very surprised.
Good to hear about your positive experience, indeed. And if we talk about your job search, right? How does it look like? Can you, as a newcomer in Lithuania, to find the platforms? How does it work with a job search?
Well, actually, I was very surprised because I lived in Iceland for 8 years and I didn't have all these tools that you have here. So I just went online and I found a recruitment company. And after I sent my CV to the recruitment company, I was contacted, and the company guided me to the right company.
Okay.
And it was an amazing experience, and thank you for that, for the recruitment company. They guided me in the right direction. It was very easy for me. And I believe that it will be very easy for anyone who come here.
It's really good to know, because those inside ideas and experiences that you can have external support and to find the ways, easier ways to find and to settle your life, it's very good, because in other countries it's different. And today we want to know more about recruitment. So Simona is the HR professional who has really a lot of experience with different countries' HR operations, right?
Yeah.
So how does it work with recruitment at your company? What countries apply most, and what kind of specialists do you have?
So in Lithuania, we have different groups doing services for global Bazaarvoice. So we have tier 1, tier 2 support, we have technical implementation engineers, we have finance team, business operations teams. Currently, we have people from 9 different countries, 9 different nationalities, and it's great. I think that diversity is very important in the team, and it makes us more to the world. Mainly, those people applied themselves during different tools. We use Glassdoor, work in Lithuania site. They just came and said, I want to work here. So it's different sources how we get people on board. It's interesting and nice that we are getting more and more of people from different countries. And it just makes us nicer, I think, overall. So.
Exactly, this international, intercultural environment in the company is very important. And how do you pitch Lithuania for the newcomers from abroad?
Just today, I also asked a few colleagues from Germany, Belgium, what would you say to your friend if he would think about coming to Lithuania? What you like most? So it's mostly it's the same. What I would say probably, that you can have quality of your social, personal life, and quality in your career, in professional life. It's very important because here we have so many international companies where you can gain international experience and again. Lithuania is very small. The nature is amazing. Again, we have so many different things and opportunities to realize ourselves. So it's very important, and everything is reachable. And just you open your doors, and you have so many options to choose. So.
Thank you so much. When we hear the feedback from the people who work here and live, it's really always emphasized the quality of life, that we can balance our work, our hobbies, and have small distances about it. Thank you so much. Speaking about international companies, I'm always asking this question with my colleagues especially. So what are these key points that attract big global brands to Lithuania? Why do they choose Lithuania as employers?
Well, I guess it's quite obvious having these professionals here. It's talent. Essentially, maybe if it were back 15, 20 years ago, companies came here purely maybe for the cost. But now it's just a talent game. Everybody needs competences, and Lithuania is being recognized, especially Vilnius and Kaunas, as a hub is being recognized for its high-quality talent, and companies that are coming new now are shifting more high-value-added roles. So it's not only transactional roles. So you can find people that they're looking for, people are looking for maybe for traditional functions, so like IT, finance, HR professionals, but you will also see with new projects coming in that new niche technologies such as AI, RPA rollouts are being implemented in centers as well. So I think the main reason why companies are choosing right now is, of course, talented people, far most. And just because it's easier to, some cities are really saturated with all the talent and all the companies that are based there. So Vilnius has become a location where they ship those operations here. You can find hungry people that want to fast track their careers globally. So
it's great to know that really international companies are choosing Vilnius when they have the headquarters or units in London, in Dubai, in other capitals, in Stockholm and so on. It's really great to be competitors and also big players in the market, especially if we see Lithuania part of Scandinavian and Eastern European market to be one of the high talent potential players as well. What type of professionals do companies look for? You mentioned a little bit, maybe some specifics.
Yeah, so traditionally it all started with finance, accounting, HR, communications, customer operations, IT. But now we see that companies are coming in with new projects that are looking at hiring more senior people immediately. So even VP roles, general managers as well for certain operations and to run global teams. So essentially people here are experienced enough. If you look at centers like Danske Bank or even Cognizant has been here for a while, so they have already experienced people in the markets that can be shifted to run big operations. And of course, these are opportunities for people living in London, New York, Copenhagen that are looking maybe seeing that the career path in those cities are going to take a bit longer. They can come here and have those opportunities to fast track their career and maybe shorten their time to the point where they can run teams globally. So, I mean, Vilnius has become a location where you don't shift transactional basic roles. And from a technology point of view, it's everything you can think of, from machine learning, from data science, cybersecurity. RPA is a big theme. Nearly a third of all the GBS industries within the journey of implementing RPA solutions. So Vilnius is becoming a location for that. And yeah, yesterday I hosted a UK company and they compared themselves to different, sort of say, traditional business services location in Central and Eastern Europe, and they see Vilnius as that having the mindset of rolling out more digital solutions and having that maybe that feel to improve the processes and be more initiative rather than just doing business as usual. So people here in Lithuania tend to improve the process as well. So.
Totally agree, because I have the same message from our headquarters in Austin. We always say like Lithuanians are great. Lithuanian companies, people who work here, teams, they are so great and they're delivering higher quality of work. And
if I might add, I mean, I joined Invest Lithuania 3.5 years ago. I didn't think that. I always admired companies in London, in New York. It's big operations, big corporations, and they do a lot of cool stuff there. But once you get to experience what actually Lithuanians are doing here for international companies, it's really amazing. And the technologies, you look at Danske Bank, they developed a mobile pay app, which is one of the most popular apps in the Nordic region generally. So, those initiatives are coming up and people are doing here amazing things. So it's just important to highlight and take note that, we're kind of doing special stuff and highlight that. So I think this is what's lacking to everybody to know globally. So. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what summarizes saying that companies first maybe decide just to have a support center, but when they see the quality of services of people, they expand and add more different departments. They move into Lithuania.
Yeah. And if I may add, one of the good things that I feel here, company, they invest in people. Yeah. I'm amazed how Cognizant can invest in their own people and to upgrade our skills. It's amazing. So.
And also the career opportunities that you are more and more skilled. Mm-hmm.
Just funny to add, we just recently brought many Lithuanians working in different countries like Spain, United Kingdom, and we were surprised that we have this quality of work here. Like the companies, we liked the company so much and we said, oh my gosh, we left Lithuania 10 years ago and it's totally different now. It's so great and the culture itself is very international. So we were really surprised how we work here.
Exactly, yeah. So Lukas, can you give us a view or like a sneak peek on the newbies, what is happening right now with global business services in Lithuania?
Yeah, not much. From recent what we're having here, but recently Moody's, one of the biggest financial organizations, decided to move to Vilnius. So again, they're gonna start even from the recruitment process. They're now hiring HR, communication, analytics, research people, but they also have plans to hire straight away SVP roles, VP roles, which are really vice president, senior vice president roles. So I mean, these are really experienced people immediately. We also have McKesson, which is seventh company in the Fortune 500 list. So it's like the seventh best company globally. So they are from pharmaceutical sector. So again, they're going to start with hiring here, expand some operations, and we have another company which is in the top 10 as well. So we have one from top 10, number 7, and we're going to have another one pretty soon. I cannot disclose the name, but they're coming here. So really exciting companies, well-established companies, well-known companies globally in their particular sectors. And of course, the thing is that those companies are coming here, so they're going to, usually they look at corporate policies or benefits to employees the same as they have in the US offices and London offices. So they're going to apply the same benefits to the same people. So again, that means opportunities for our professional and talent. And of course, they're going to be well looked after, as Pedro mentioned. Yeah.
Exactly. So getting from the career aspect and going a little bit to the lifestyle, we're very curious to know from you, Pedro, how did you establish your life and activities? How does it work for you? What's the weather like and things like that?
Good question today.
That actually was very easy, right? So once again, my wife played a very important role in my integration here in Lithuania. But also, I found my job, I built my family. So my life is built around my family and my job. Naturally, I made new friends, very nice people. I mean, Lithuanian people are very nice, very warm. So
you enjoy and you get new friends, right?
Yeah, I feel like at home actually here.
And also you like some sports activities with your friends, so
Yes.
from the company. So it means that the companies really support the healthy lifestyle and encourage...
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We have several events that we actually create. So actually in our department, we created this weekly run. So we incentivize our team members to come with us and run with us in the morning. And of course, as I'm a team leader, I'm obliged to go and give the example. Sometimes it's not easy, especially in the winter. But yeah, we have a lot of events and we try to incentivize as much as we can.
That's great, because some action really brings up the team spirit.
Absolutely.
So that's my question, because I like languages and I like to ask you, what is your relationship with Lithuanian language?
Love and hate, right? So Lithuanian language is actually a bit hard, but I actually understand everything what you can say, like 90%, but I don't speak a lot. But if I would go to a restaurant, I can order in Lithuanian. It's easy for me. What makes harder for me to learn the language, everywhere I go, people speak English. So it's so easy for me to get anything what I want. So.
And speaking about differences when you lived in Iceland, right, and you work, and in Lithuania, what are the differences living and working here?
Well, a lot and none, meaning that here I feel like at home. I was not feeling that in Iceland, actually. Here I feel like at home. I feel like you are more warm people. I feel comfortable. I feel that even though I'm not Lithuanian, I feel that this is my country. And this is one of the reasons that I'm here, and I'm not planning even to move. So
we're very happy to hear that you really find the environment that feels like home, and that you're also happy with a social life, because it's really important to know that people find themselves quite comfortable and feeling like at home. Simona, can you tell us a little bit more about a recruitment process and what kind of specialists you're looking for at the moment?
Recruitment process overall, I would say, is no walls or glasses walls. We have people who we interviewed during conference calls. We don't need them to be on site, and we can have quality discussions online. If people want, we can come and see. In the term of process, it takes, in our company, it's up to 3 interviews. So usually with somebody from Vilnius office, when we interview the person, somebody from global organization. And from the period perspective, it really depends on the role, on the pool of candidates we have. It can take up to a month. If sometimes quicker, it really depends. I cannot say, it's like 2 weeks. It can happen in 2 weeks, but it can happen in a month. Currently, we are looking, as I mentioned, implementation engineers, tier 3 technical support engineers. We are really deeply looking into that and want to increase our capacities in Vilnius, because our headquarters is really happy how we act in Lithuania, and we want to have more capacity, a bigger footprint here. Overall, it's like this. Everything is done mainly online, or we ask people to come up. So it's quite easy, informal, I would say, because people choose company and we choose people. So I think the culture alignment is very important. And so it's a process together where we go with a candidate.
It's very interesting to know about the culture of your company. As you mentioned that you are very active, and of course you have different activities at your company. What is the culture like at your company?
I would say Bazaar culture is unique for myself. I came from corporation. So here it's the startup with corporation environment, but overall we have this very tight connection with all of our colleagues from different locations. Company invests in our possibility to see us in eye. So just recently we came back from London. All of Vilnius team went to London to meet EMEA colleagues. All of us, we traveled to Austin for a week or two just to meet our colleagues we will be working with. We have a lot of guests inside the Vilnius team, so it's very nice. The communication is very important, and we try to be open. We have traditions like gong. We celebrate all of our success stories or new hires, things that matter to us. We gong. And
why I'm laughing, because we have a gong. They gave us a present as a gong, so whenever we close new project, we bang it as well in our office.
It's nice. It's spreading, overall, and it's very nice because the tradition is from the very beginning, and we connect all of our offices every second Friday, and we just celebrate together with a gong. So a lot of nice traditions. It's very important to feel this impact you can make. And
I think with Bazaarvoice, what's unique about them is you're a company from Austin, essentially. So I was in the process of the location assessment. So we had, for the first time, people from Austin, Texas are flying over here to Lithuania, asking questions, is it safe here? Is it, can you do this? You had those, we had to break a lot of stereotypes. But once they came here, that's the thing with most of the projects. And especially people who never visited when they think that, it's Eastern European, post-Soviet country, nothing there to do. But essentially, when we managed to get managers here, they go like, okay, wow. I mean, it all blew my mind. And most of the time, once we get companies, they make the right decision.
Every time somebody new comes, we are always surprised because we are a very diverse team. That is also strange to find, because maybe you think it's closed country and you will not meet any foreigners. But we say, oh wow, you have such a diverse, nice team. It's such a great team. With very good English language skills, with very good attitude, bright. And it's always like this finding, but it's totally different than what they expected, and it even exceeds the expectations. So it's my 4th global company, and every time I hear this, so.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear all these international aspects that you have, and I believe that was the right choice for your company to come to Lithuania and to expand. And the team is also enjoying all the international projects and trips to the US. It's really, really nice to hear. If we continue more talking about culture in the organizations and what culture do we have in Lithuania, working culture. I know that Lukas had some experience with Scandinavian companies. And you might mention the similarities maybe with Sweden, Norway, or Denmark. What are the similarities and how does it look like here and there?
Well, I guess historically, if we look at global business services, they were sort of the first ones that came to Lithuania to establish their presence here. So because of normally geographical proximity and cultural proximity as well. So it's easy to get to Vilnius. That's the point. But throughout those years, since the industry was developing, I believe that we aligned our cultures very closely. So now they're shifting. They're not afraid to ship roles here just because they know, in essence, we're really similar. Some points may be different. They might tend to work a bit more. They might involve more group work, and everybody has to say on the decisions. While Lithuanians maybe would like to work quicker and faster and make decisions quicker and faster. But these are just minor differences. I mean, we have managers that are flying on a weekly basis and spending half of their week in Copenhagen, Stockholm, flying over here. So I think we really get along well, and it's hard to identify any cultural sort of differences that are standing out there, or but you should really expect if you're sitting in the Stockholm office or in Copenhagen office, if you come here to the Vilnius office, you're probably going to experience the same job environment. So it's not really that I can highlight or pinpoint, this is totally different or something else. So essentially, yeah. Facts, like 40% of the industry are Nordic companies, Scandinavian companies combined, and 80% are serving the Nordic region, Scandinavian region. So essentially, Lithuanians know how to work with end clients or peers and colleagues sitting different in other locations. So, yeah.
It's very interesting. And what about your experience comparing Iceland's working experience and here in Lithuania? What do you notice?
Well, it's easier here for me. In some way, it's always easier for me here because, like I said before, I feel like at home, right? And I have the luck to work with amazing people. I'm surrounded with amazing people, and it makes it easy. We work very hard every day to achieve our goals, but we are like a family, and that's the most important thing. And this is what I love. I feel this in Cognizant today, and I felt this in my previous work experience here in Lithuania as well. So
it's more about being a team who are not only seeking for results, but also having this personal connection, right?
Absolutely. We are together not only at work, but we are very keen in organizing a lot of team buildings. Just an excuse to go out with people that we actually care. And yeah.
And what about decision makers? What kind of decision makers are Lithuanians and people in Iceland? Are they different? Are we more conservative or more faster?
Faster for sure. Especially my supervisor, she's fast. She likes everything for yesterday. She's very fast. So yeah, I mean, but mainly the culture, the work environment. It's in a way it's much easier here.
Much easier.
Yes.
Okay. It's great to hear. And if we continue talking about life quality, it's very interesting, as somebody of you mentioned, that when you come back to Lithuania, you see it's different, it's changed. And maybe all of you could share your experience about the changes that you noticed in the last years or coming back, like cultural life, lifestyle, infrastructure. What is your impression? What has been improved?
From the very old times, looking back, I think Lithuanians are looking for areas to realize themselves. So overall, it's like people are doing more and more activities. We are looking for hobbies. We are looking for things to realize themselves. We want to be smarter. We want to be active in sports, and mentality is changed. And I think it's because people traveled a lot. We have a lot of very nice people who come to Vilnius. And when we share that we can have different lifestyles, it's a win to us. Because previously, maybe we were more passive. We were a bit, when you deep dive in Soviet times, like we used to tend to get some things, and we were like less active. And now we are proactive in everything. I don't know, Pedro maybe can agree or disagree.
I was so surprised here in Lithuania. Everything is so easy, right? I live in Kaunas. If I can be in Vilnius in 1 hour, and I don't even need a car, right? I mean, it's amazing. The trains are fantastic. If I compare with the trains in my home country, 5 stars here. I mean, everything is so amazing. Mobilization, it's so easy to move, even if you don't have your own transport, buses. I mean, these city bikes, right?
Yeah.
Everything is help you.
Car sharing,
Everything helps you. So it's amazing, actually. And before I visit Lithuania, I never. If you would ask me, would you go to Lithuania? I would say Lithuania, no. But yeah.
So one example could be we have a investor and he's managing operations here. He's from Ireland and he's a self-taught chef. So essentially he said, I don't want Lithuania, Vilnius to be recognized for Michelin just because it's such a sweet spot for food and cuisine. I mean, our restaurants, cost and quality wise and what you can get, it's really on the top level in major cities. So he says, like, don't let them find out about it because you're going to increase the prices and it's going to get crazy. So we're still really spoiled on going out, having dinner. That's, I think, in Vilnius in particular, it's really, really noticeable, and restaurants are getting recognized, our chefs are getting recognized. So that's one point.
Exactly, the quality and the variety of food that we have. If we go abroad for a couple of days, myself, I noticed that, where's the food? I cannot choose enough, or like it's not enough choice. And what do you think about cultural life, about the events that we have, what is happening on our level, Lithuanian events and like international events? Do we have enough? What is like here?
Absolutely. Everything runs very fast, right? You go out of work and you just choose, right? You have live music there. I mean, it's when I go out with my friends, actually, we always discuss, let's go there, and the other, no, let's go there, right? So it's a variety of events and the cultural, and always something is going on, which is amazing.
Yeah, we are very lucky about that. And, you can choose theater, music, concert, or cinema, or you just can go to the street and, attend some live performance there. So it's like every weekend, again, you can find any activity here or drive 1 hour to Kaunas or a different area and have different activities.
Watch a ball game. Basketball is a huge thing.
I love basketball. Actually, me and my son, we always go and see Žalgiris.
That's why you're local here.
But if you want to experience the best European basketball, Kaunas is one of the top locations in Europe to watch basketball. So, I mean, the arena is full. I don't know, it's 15 sold outs this year.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
It's even hard to find the tickets, right? So I love to go to basketball. And before I moved to Lithuania, I didn't even like basketball. So my wife, she actually took me to a basketball game. And all this show around, it feels like you are in an NBA game, actually. Yeah. Even if you don't like basket, you should go and experience because it's amazing.
Yes.
It's so amazing.
It's a part of culture. So
it is.
Exactly.
I think I'm a huge fan of Žalgiris.
Yeah, me too. I'm from Kaunas as well. But I think the mindset shift, when I first moved back 7 years ago to Lithuania, I remember the first Baltic Pride we had, for example. So you still needed police officers to maintain the order, right? Because you had counter protests and stuff like that. But now it's just like you come back the next day in the office. Where were you? Did you go to the Baltic Pride? So I mean, the attitude is just like, it's now questions, why didn't you come? What you were doing? What's more important than that? So I think the mindset that Vilnius is becoming more open, more diverse, and and historically Vilnius was before even the Middle Ages, Vilnius is really open to. It hosted most of the religions here in Vilnius. So it's really diverse, multicultural, and you can still experience that in the old town, watching at our churches, our mosques, and everything we have still here. So I think that really helps to have a really cultural feel and diverse environment here.
And what amazed me the most is it's not only in Vilnius, right?
Yeah.
So what I do, I try to register myself in some running, and I get to know new cities. I go there with my family, I run, then we stay to have some food. So I went everywhere. just to run and to know the city.
Yeah.
It's a good excuse to go and visit another places. And you have this movement of people in every, even small villages.
Towns, yeah.
It's amazing.
It's amazing when you mentioned that you move, right, from one place to another, because the distances are so short. You can be in an hour in another town or village, or in a couple of hours on the seaside, right? So what about our nature? Where do you like to chill, to spend your weekends?
My colleague just today mentioned he came from Belgium. That when nature is amazing here, like if I go to the wood, it means it's real wood. Like I feel like in a wood, you know, it's the atmosphere is amazing. He mentioned we have so many beautiful lakes and, you know, you just can go and chill there. It really depends if you're a nature person. You will not find mountains, but everything else is in here. So.
Okay, I prefer the seaside. We have resort cities in the seaside, so the peninsula, it has Nida, Jotkrantė, so really, really bound to like beaches, sandy beaches, nice weather most of the time there. Really cool places, and a hip place, I would say. You can, you know, if you will go to relax, you can do that as well. If you're going with your family as well. So it's not overcrowded, not packed enough, not that commercialized yet, and hopefully it will never be. So it's just a cool place to hang out, and I really prefer the seaside and the beaches.
Yeah. Also the architecture, if I can add, because our history is very rich of different cultures staying here, and we have such a variety of architecture. If you go to the seaside, it's like German style. If you go here, we have Polish roots. And if you go to inside of Lithuania, you can have tiny wooden houses, you know, from all time. So it's like, again, the diversity is very spread over that architecture.
For me, everywhere. Since it's outside and we cook shashlikas, I'm fine with it.
It's very, very nice to continue. And I know that you are watching us and also have some questions. So let's see what question has come. And we will try to answer it. Till the question comes up, I see it's coming. I'm very excited. It is about the future.
Okay.
How do you see the job market of Lithuania and the talent pool in the next 5 to 10 years?
I think the talent pool will be different with new things that coming up. It will be even higher. I really believe in that together we can make more, and in 5-10 years it will be even more interesting to work here with different experience, different mindset, different skill set. I believe in all of us. So it will be interesting, challenging, and different from what it is now, but I think...
And it's transforming because the professions and the requirements for the type of profession specialists are also changing. So it will be quite interesting to see what we will need and how we'll...
Yeah, like robotics.
Robotics is a huge topic.
Artificial intelligence is coming up. So our roles will change somehow, and we will change. Probably it's a bit risky to say what exactly will be in 5-10 years, but overall I think it will be exciting.
Yeah, we can look at historical data. The industry every year grows like 15 to 17% by headcount. So like last year we added 2,000 roles new to the industry. So you can expect the industry to go to still sustain growth. And from the projects that we have in the pipeline, we still see that this year at least we're gonna have good results essentially. So, but with that comes, I think, also more responsibilities. So I think now companies are looking, should I hire these roles in New York, London, or should I add them to Vilnius? So that means that seniority is coming, more high value added roles are coming here. So that's what companies are looking into right now. And that makes sense because you already have experienced people in the market here. And on the cost perspective, that also makes a lot of sense to shift more high value added roles here. So I think the competencies are gonna grow. I think our GBS, well, Global Business Service Centers, are already the leaders in Central and Eastern Europe. They won numerous awards every year. So I believe that they're going to advance, that they're going to be sort of the front runners of GBS industry, essentially, and they're going to transform into excellence centers. And so either the technology is coming, but technology means that also you're going to need more people to support that. So the human touch will always be there. And I think there's a lot of opportunities for people living in Western countries, just because if you want to start your career here, you can basically start your career with only like German, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian languages, and companies will happily onboard you and provide you the information necessary to perform your job. But the prerequisite can be the language. So you can come here and think of, I'll try 2 years of my career, let's see, just use the language because I'm going to serve maybe the Italian and Spanish market. Then you'll get to know, maybe some RPA solutions or finance knowledge, and you can then fast track your career here or even move, out from Vilnius if you don't like it. But
it very aligns to what I've heard from my colleagues from Germany, let's say. They said in Germany we would not get the same job as we got in Vilnius because of the language knowledge. And the funny thing is we are rock stars here. Like we are so successful in the role. So we received a chance to increase at this point technology skill set. And we are rock stars. We are so happy to have them here. And at their home country, it would be more difficult to get something like that. And we were doing different kind of jobs. So,
yeah.
Thank you so much. I see that our time is also running out. I want to thank you, each of you, for your insights, for your experience. It was really nice having you here. Thank you, everybody watching us today. It is our first discussion. And please follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. You will get to know when is the next topic, and we're looking forward to keep in touch with you. Have a nice day.